Mega Goal 1.
Compact cars. The smaller, the better. The tiny classic is back, measuring 10 feet 11 inches, 335 centimeters long, 5 feet 5 inches, 165 centimeters wide, and a 4 feet 11 inches, 149 centimeters tall. The new Fiat 500 is a triumph of Italian design. Every line has been crafted to reflect the legendary original, and buyers will be offered a variety of colors and options to customize their car. The Fiat 500 two-seater was introduced in 1957, and it became an automotive legend. It featured a 13-horsepower engine and had a top speed of about 53 miles, 85 kilometers per hour.
Suitcase for the price of a car. According to Forbes magazine, Henk is the most expensive suitcase in the world. The Henk Friendly Suitcase was developed by a group of Dutch engineers and designers over a period of 10 years. Each suitcase is made individually and is built to the individual customer's requested specifications. You may prefer to opt for one of the recommended combinations, which have been carefully selected. Features: weight. Lighter than any other bag. It has been designed to feel like you're pulling no more than 25 grams, even if you've packed bricks in the suitcase. Material. It comes in ebony, wood, or Italian leather. Remote control. The control is used to hide the wheels and to activate a locking system. Wheels. The wheels are made of titanium, providing the smoothest ride. Prices. The price can be as high as a car, ranging from $20,000 to $40,000.
The fold-up bike. It looks like an ordinary bike, but it's portable. This folding bike can easily be transported and stored when it is not in use. It can make your life easier. In contrast to the standard bike, it is much smaller and less bulky, so it can be parked and stored more readily. The fold-up bike is attractive, and it comes in a variety of styles. About bicycles. Bicycles were invented in France in the 1790s. The first bikes were made of wood, had a front wheel that didn't move from left to right, and didn't have pedals. In 1817, a steerable front wheel was developed by Baron Karl von Drais in Germany, and in 1839, the first pedals were introduced by Kirkpatrick Macmillan, a blacksmith from Scotland. The first bikes had large front wheels because it was believed that the bigger the front wheel, the faster the bike. What were the first bikes made of?
They were made of wood.
What's special about the new Fiat 500?
Customers can choose a personalized car.
How does the Henk compare with other suitcases?
It's much lighter than other brands.
1. Sunray gives you the most wonderful suntan while protecting your 1. Sunray gives you the most wonderful suntan while protecting your skin all day long against the wind and harmful rays of the sun. Use Sunray for utmost care and protection. Recommended by dermatologists all over the world.
2. When you're feeling tired, hot, and thirsty, there's nothing more invigorating than Sparkle. It's cooler than an ocean breeze, fresher than a mountain stream, and it has a delicious, refreshing taste. Try Sparkle now.
3. Do you have a splitting headache? Are you suffering from a toothache? No ache will take away your pain, and you will feel better immediately. Why don't you try No Ache and get rid of your aches and pains almost instantly.
4.
When the kids got home from their camping trip, their suitcases were full of dirty clothes that smelled bad. I just threw all the clothes into the washing machine, added a measure of spotless, and just look at them now. They're clean and spotless again. And they smell great, too.
Hi, Omar. What are you up to?
I'm turning off my alarm.
What on earth is that?
It's the new flying helicopter alarm. It runs on rechargeable batteries. It's the best alarm clock I've ever had.
How does it work?
You see, the top part, in other words, the flying part, is placed on a base. The alarm is set, and when it goes off, the top part flies off the base. It is made to fly in order to make you get up, catch it, and put it back on its base.
And why is it here?
Well, you know how it is when you have a lot to do at work and you also have to attend meetings. I don't have an assistant, so if I am working on an important project, I forget. The flying alarm can solve the problem. I set it in time for any meeting or conference that I have, and I don't have to worry. What do you think?
The world of plastic. Can you imagine a world without credit cards? Until the 1950s, a world without the use of cash was simply inconceivable. Today, an economic universe without plastic would be impractical. Whether it's for business or for leisure, the credit card is used to pay for goods and services from New York to Beijing. It all started in 1949 when Frank McNamara scheduled a business dinner in a New York restaurant. Before he left for the dinner, Frank changed suits. When the waiter presented the check, Frank realized that he had left his wallet in the other suit. The embarrassing situation was solved, but that night Frank asked himself, why should people be limited to spending what they are carrying in cash instead of being able to spend what they can afford? A year later, Frank returned to the same restaurant in New York. When the check came, Frank handed the waiter a small cardboard card, a Diners Club card, and signed for the meal. This event is known in the credit card industry as the First Supper. Soon the concept of charging it was picked up by merchants as an alternative form of payment to the use of cash. By 1952, the Diners Club card was accepted by thousands of businesses across the United States, and it became a status symbol for those who carried it. The Diners Club card soon became a cultural icon. Hollywood cashed in on the Charge It craze with the 1962 movie The Man from the Diners Club. In it, an employee at Diners Club issues a credit card to a well-known gangster and has to get it back in order to keep his job. The Ideal Toy Corporation joined in the trend when it created a board game called the Diners Club game. The idea of the credit card quickly expanded outside the United States. The Diners Club card became the first international charge card in 1952, with franchises in Canada, France, and Cuba. In 1955, Western Airlines became the first airline to accept the Diners Club card. 10 years later, the card was accepted by every airline in the United States. Diners Club expanded its services to hotels, car rentals, and other businesses. Other famous international credit cards have been created, such as American Express, Visa, and MasterCard. There are hundreds of local bank cards, department store credit cards, supermarket credit cards, and so forth around the world. In 1984, the first Card Members Reward Program was created, aimed mostly at business travelers. It gave valuable benefits and special privileges to loyal users. Now many reward programs offer free airline miles and discounts on hotels and other products. Ever since a businessman forgot his cash in 1949, people have used credit cards. An entirely new business was created that revolutionized the way the world has paid for goods and services ever since.
The invention of the cell phone. The history of the cell phone goes back to Michael Faraday, who researched into whether space could conduct electricity in 1843. His work had a substantial effect on the development of cellular phones. Dr. Milan Loomis, a dentist, was the first person to communicate through the wireless atmosphere in 1865. He developed a method of transmitting and receiving messages through the atmosphere. Dr. Martin Cooper is considered to be the inventor of the first portable cellular phone. He was the first person to use a cellular phone in 1973. Cell phones went public in 1977 with trial testing in Chicago and eventually other cities in the U.S. As the cell phone became more popular, it drew the interest of large companies and was introduced in more places around the world. The Cellular Technology Industry Association, CTIA, developed in 1988, set goals and standards for cellular phone providers. In spite of consumer demand, it took cellular phone service nearly 40 years to become commercially accessible. It has now become one of the largest industries internationally with billions of users.
إن أعجبك الفيديو لا تنسى الإعجاب والاشتراك في القناة.